so fat? Why am I 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 so fat? This is probably some of you right now, feeling ugly and dejected and depressed and feeling like one big block of mass lying around. To be honest, this is a very sensitive topic, and before I dive right in, I want to do something very little for you. It's just a little something. Wherever you are, please just close your eyes. I mean, it's not going to take so much of your time. Just close your eyes wherever you are at this very minute. While you're still closing your eyes, think of your being as human. Think of yourself as one who was created in the image and likeness of God. You know what that makes you? A God. Yes, even the Bible says it. It says, ye are gods. In Psalm 86 verse 6 precisely, it says, you are gods. You are all children of the Most High. You know what that makes you? Amazing, beautiful, and powerful. Now you can open your eyes. I want you to take a moment to appreciate yourself. Just take a little moment to appreciate yourself. If you still don't know what to appreciate yourself for, well, let me help you with that. But before we go about that, I want to welcome you. If you're just joining this channel, it's a good day, to watch Fitness on Nijei Fitness. I mean, those who have been here, you know what we're about here. We're all about your growth. I'm all about your self-development. I'm all about your well-being, the fitness growth, I'm all about you advancing your fitness career. So you're in the right channel. That is what you're looking to get in the next few months, few weeks, few days, maybe in the next few years. If that's your goal, either short term or long term, you are in the right channel. And I just want to take this little moment to encourage as many of you who have been watching and following and have not subscribed. Please, you know what to do. Just, it's not going to take so much of your time. It's not even going to take anything from you. All you have to do is just tap on that red button that says subscribe. And also every of the videos as you watch. And if you think that it is as beneficial as you want it, if you think that somebody else, would like learn one or two things from it, you can as well share to as many people that you deal with. Yeah. And you know how it is here on YouTube. When you subscribe, nobody has to know that you're subscribed. It's not like all the social media platforms. Here, your identity is preserved, and except although if you have, a channel, YouTube will notify that, okay, it's particular channel. But if you're just a regular YouTube user, there's no way I'm going to know if you're subscribed to this channel. So if you're trying to hide your identity, that's fine. Your identity is preserved. I can assure you that. If you don't already have a channel, with your YouTube account, if you get what I mean. But anyway, let's just go right into it. So I was saying that you should appreciate yourself. And if you don't know what to appreciate yourself for, well, I'm here to help you with that. Number one reason why I think you should appreciate yourself is I want you to appreciate yourself for being such a great person you are. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, you watching this video. I know you have flaws. I know you have scars. I know you've not lived up to your expectations. You've broken hearts and you've hurt people. You've been mean at some point in time. You've not lived up to expectations, or maybe not yet. And you've done some other things. So maybe you're at the other end of the spectrum. You've been looked down upon. You've been treated badly. You've been misunderstood. You've been given all sort of names. People have called you all manner of things. You've been at the receiving end of abuse, of dejection. You've just been at the receiving end of all the pain and all the hurt. But in all of these pains and struggles and hurt, you still gave yourself another chance at life. You decided that you will not give up, or in the process of the struggle, take your life. You're alive and still pushing. You even took it up a notch, and I've been on this channel, or you're just joining this channel and decided, okay, you want to watch a video that has to do with self-development or growth, and you've been about that even on several other channels, wanting to get something that will benefit you, in one way or the other, wanting to get any material that will help with your self-development and your growth. Oh, come on. You are indeed great, and I appreciate that willingness you have to drop all of those guilt, those shame, and those pain, and to become a better person. I appreciate the fact that although you might have failed at some point in life, but you recognize the fact that you can become a better person, and you can be that epitome of positive change that the world wants to see. You can be that God, that goddess, that God has created you to be. You can live up to your full potential. I am glad that you see that and you're willing to become that person, irrespective of all of the things that you've gone through, or all of the failures, the pain, the struggles, the scars. This in itself is something to be grateful for. It's something you should appreciate about your life, about who you are as a person. Number two, another reason why I think you should appreciate yourself. I want you to appreciate yourself for the little wins you're able to achieve. However little, however insignificant that people seem to make of it, you achieve that. And although many people might not relate to that, but you know what it took you to get to that stage, to achieve that, to arrive at that particular goal. You know what it took you. And even if it took you nothing, but just being you, that was something. It wouldn't have been hard if you were not there to have it. So, confetti in the air for you. That's something to be grateful for. That's something you should appreciate. You're indeed a blessing. And rather than asking yourself why you are fat, how about you change the question to what? What does it mean to be fat? What are the things that make a person fat? Do I fit into the definition, into that description of being fat? Are there implications to being fat? Can something be done about it? How long will it take to make this change? Is it worth it? Do I love myself to go for that change? Am I willing to put in the work? These are the questions that you should be asking. Let's drop that and let's go right into the real questions. The right approach or response to problems is asking the right questions, as this will lead you to the answers you seek, which will in extension give you the solution to that problem. So to answer these questions, the first question says, what does it mean to be fat? What does it mean to be fat? To be fat, according to Collins Dictionary, means to have more flesh. So it means to have excess flesh than you should already have. And it also means to weigh much more than you weigh. So if you have extra flesh or you have more flesh in your body than you should have, then according to Collins Dictionary, you are fat. And if you weigh much more than you should normally weigh, according to the regular standard, then you are fat. The BMI index chart says that your weight should not be more than 24.9. If your weight is 25.0 to 29.9, it falls between the overweight range. And if it is 30.0 or higher, then it's falling in the obese category. That's the obese range. So I think from this metrics, you should be able to know where you fall under and what your status is. I think I can say that, yeah. So you should be able to know if you fall under the normal weight, fat weight, or overweight, and the obese, according to the BMI index chart. And according to that chart, a healthy weight range is from 18.5 to 24.9. And to know your BMI, it's pretty easy. You have to take your weight in kg divided by your height in meters. So let's say you weigh 70 kg, then you divide it by your height in meters, and voila, that's your BMI index. So if you've been curious or if you're wanting to know what your BMI index is, then I think you should, go check it out. If you want to know where to check your weight, you can use a scale, or you can go to the hospital. You can go to the hospital. Everything is there. So for you to just check your weight and check your height, and you calculate your BMI index chart. So you can start from there. By now, I believe that you know if you know what category you fall under as regards the amount of fat in your body. Another way to know if you're fat is by the circumference of your waist. So excessive fat in your abdominal region, your abdominal area, is a signal that you are probably becoming overweight or obese, as the case may be. It is also a signal that you are at a risk of developing obese-related diseases like diabetes and all that stuff. So if you realize that you're beginning to, have and beginning to have a larger waist, or the circumference of your waist becoming wider, then you should start watching it, start paying attention to it. It's already a signal that you should be careful. You're probably getting overweight, and you should cut down on certain meals or certain activities, or you should start doing certain activities. You start going into fitness, or start doing some things that would cut down all of that fat. So a man whose waist circumference is above 40, and a woman, a non-pregnant woman whose waist circumference is above 35, are at a risk of developing obesity-related disease, and they're also at a risk of becoming obese. And while these are not grounds of being fat, they are warning signals that you probably are getting fatter than you should, and you should start watching the foods you eat. So the next question, what makes a person fat? Most of the food that we eat are categorized into protein, carbohydrates, fats and oil, vitamins and water. The body uses fat as a form of fuel, and the fats are the major storage form of energy in the body. Examples of fatty foods are butter, oil, nuts, meat, fish, and some dairy products. Now I wanted to ask yourself this question, do I love myself enough to go for this change? Answer the question, do you love yourself? I think that if you do love yourself, then of course you would want to do everything that it takes to be better. You would be very particular about your growth, your development, you'd be particular about your health, about living well, and living well for the people that you love. Because if you're not healthy, you won't be able to take care of the people that you know, or be there for the people that you know and care for you. So if you love yourself, I know you don't think this question should be asked. Of course, if you love yourself, you want to change for the better, and you want to impact lives as well. So in summary, excessive consumption of fatty foods can cause an unhealthy amount of fat in the body. So it's about time to start cutting down on the amounts of fatty foods that you eat, or start measuring them in the right proportions, be more mindful of the ratio of carbohydrates, protein to fatty foods that you eat, so that you can be able to curb the amount of fat that you ingest into your system. Although, of course, there are cases where fats, are gotten from genetics. Yes, we've heard of cases. There are many cases like that where, it's just genetics that makes a person fat. So it's no news that some people are born with that high tendency to be obese. They have that fat in their blood, like it's there, it's just genetics. However, I would say that for such people, they should be closer to their doctors. So they should be able to, go see their doctors regularly for medical advice on how to control or curb such condition. And they should also be willing to put in more effort than the ordinary person. So if the ordinary person is working out 2 to 3 times in a week, they should be willing to go extra mile. They should be willing to, put in some extra minutes, some extra hours, just to put in the work. And they should also be more mindful of the foods that they eat, because they are naturally obese, so their bodies will react faster, to foods that are high in fats and oil and carbohydrates as well. So now to the question that says, do I fit into the description or definition of being fat? Well, I guess it's up to you now to answer that question. I think I've been able to, define what being fat means, and I've been able to explain it. So I think that's up to you to decide yourself. So I'll leave that to you. Are there implications to being fat, overweight, or obese? Of course there are implications. There are health implications, and this is not just limited to health implications. There are also physical implications, psychological and mental implications. So we hear of, obese people, overweight people having diabetes, type 2 diabetes, having some really crazy diseases and health challenging issues that puts their lives at risk. So, of course, there are health challenges. And the physical challenge of being overweight and obese is that you become very limited in your activities. You can't do so much. You can't do what the average human can do because you're overweight. You can't move how you want to move. And that can really put I don't want to say your life now in jeopardy. Let me say that, for instance, that can really limit your abilities and limit your opportunities. because an overweight person would not be able to, do gymnastics or yoga or do certain things. So they're a bit limited, and people tend to want to look after them because it seems like there's when it comes to like physical activities, everybody's watching out for them. I hope they're fine. I hope nothing is wrong. So it can be limiting physically for people who are overweight or obese. And a psychological effect of being overweight or obese is that you or you become way down. You become depressed. You no longer pay attention because you seem to be clouded with what you're going through, clouded with the fact that you don't feel good about your body, you know, you seem to be distracted more often because as well, an obese person, an overweight person they tend to, love food more. They become gluttons along the line. Even if you don't want to be, I'm not talking about those who are genetically obese now, but I mean, even genetically obese people sometimes they feel like, okay, they're already obese, so what's there to really watch out for? They can as well eat all the foods they want to eat and as well just eat their lives away. And that can really put their lives at jeopardy. So the psychological effect as well is that it makes them feel bad about themselves, they become insecure, they're very sensitive, they these are some of the emotional effects as well. So yeah, next question says, can something be done about it? Oh, of course. If you see that, especially at the early stage, if you're starting to see that, or you're getting fat, I mean, fitness is the all-round solution, to that particular problem. So if you're beginning to see that you're overweight, I mean, just hit the gym and you're good to go. Hit the gym, fix your meals, start to eat better, eat more healthier foods, trash the previous menu you always had, and get get in some new menu for yourself, with more healthier options. Eat healthy, drink healthy, take health drinks, work out regularly, sleep well, and you're well on your way. And of course, while doing these things, you have to be dedicated and committed. Otherwise, you're not going to see results. So if you want to see results, you have to be dedicated and committed to these things. So yeah, that's one way to fix that. Another way is if you're already obese or overweight, you can go for therapy. So because of course this has eaten deep into your mind and your soul. So we're not just doing a body fix now, we're also doing a mind detox, right? So if you're overweight or obese, you can as well go for therapy. You can start with that process, go for therapy and get a trainer, start working out, follow workout programs, follow self-development channels, self-development platforms, watch videos of people who've had struggles in the past and now they're doing very well. There's so many like that on the internet space. So many people who have struggled with obesity and now they're as fit as you can imagine, and come fit, that is muscle means looking really fit and good, and what have you. So of course you can try that route as well. In fact, that is the recommended route for you. So if you're an overweight person and you think you're fat or you're obese, please, by all means, surround yourself with materials that will help your mind as well as you're also working on getting your body fixed. How long will it take to make this change? I think it is relative to your level. It depends on where you're at, depends on your state of mind, depends on your fitness level as well. So if you're just a little overweight, it might not take too much time. But this as well, it's also dependent on your determination, your dedication, and your commitment. So you can find out that someone who is just, slightly fat might take 2 years, 3 years trying to work on their bodies and all of that. While someone else who's like overweight might just take like 6 months or let's say 8 months to a year, and they're good and they feel good and they feel better about themselves. They've lost a lot of weight, they become healthier, they're doing so good, they're more alert, more agile and all that. So depends, I think the journey is an individual one. Fitness is an individual journey, so it depends on how fast you can go and how committed you are to your goals, how determined you are to achieving those goals. And it also depends on your body, how your body can catch up. While some people would need to, do surgeries, other people might not need to do surgeries. And sometimes some surgeries might, take like months to heal, before you can be able to engage in physical activities and all of that stuff. So I think this journey is individual. So find out where you're at and what you need. If you need medical advice, by all means, please go see a doctor. If you need a physical trainer, a fitness trainer, please go ahead and make research, watch programs, watch YouTube videos, watch Instagram videos, watch videos everywhere, follow platforms that will help your growth, teach you, lecture you on what to do, where to go, what you're not supposed to be doing, for your level and for your growth. So the next question, is it worth it? Of course it's worth it. Anything that will help you become better, that will help you grow, that will help you live longer and live better, and become a blessing to yourself and to others, rather than being, rather than the other way around. Oh, please, it is absolutely worth it. And if you feel like you need to start working on your body or yourself, please don't hesitate any longer. Go right ahead and start working. Start with the little steps, start with the little moves. You don't have to go in all hard. You don't have to go in everything. You don't have to have everything right. You don't have to have everything, arranged and settled. Just start where you're at. And along the line, along the journey, you realize that you've grown and you've become a better version of yourself. Now, I think this question is very important. And I'm going to use this question to wrap up this video. And I'll leave you to your fitness journey. No, I'm not leaving you to your fitness journey because I'm in it with you. I am dedicated to your growth, and that's why this video, this channel was created. So we're in it together. So I want you to ask yourself this question: am I willing to put in the work? What do you think? I mean, all the benefits that we've mentioned about working out, staying fit, being in good shape, having a healthy weight, I think that the way to reward yourself is to really, build yourself to be better, work on yourself, improve your health, improve your fitness level, and just be a better version of yourself. So, are you really willing to make that change? Are you willing to make that positive change, not just for yourself, but for your family and for your friends and everyone around you who care and loves you? I know that fitness is for you; you're not doing it for anybody. But at the same time, if you look at it, deeply, when you're happy, your family members are happy. So indirectly, you're doing it for them. You never want to see people sad. And sometimes living an unhealthy life, not even sometimes, most times, I know people most of the time want to shine from this or want to deny this or don't want to admit it. But the truth has to be said. The truth is the truth. If you're living an unhealthy life, as much as, no matter how much you try to flatter it or try to make it look so, beautiful and amorous, it's still an unhealthy lifestyle. And it, and eventually it's going to start taking a toll on you. It's going to start to tell on you. And you're not like that. So, are you willing to put in the work? I'm asking that question again. I'll leave you to answer that question. Till we'll see you in the next video. Do have a beautiful day. And to answer the question, am I fat? No, you're not fat. You just need to be better. Bye. Have a good day.